Hello YouTube. Alright, here we are halfway through the alternator replacement on my wife's Jeep Compass. Now she bought this before we were married. Now that we're married, I inherited all her problems on here. This one being the alternator right here. This I forget the name of it here. It's not just a regular pulley though. It's some fancy thing that disengages on decel, I believe, and that's what goes bad. And that's happening to just about everybody I know, 90,000 miles on the Compass. Anyway, I didn't find any videos on this, so I figured I'd make a quick one just to show you the position it comes out in. The diagrams online leave much to be desired. So here we are. First of all, here's everything that's got to happen. You got over here, this is, I believe, your idler pulley. That sits right up, see it? Right up about there. It's easy to get to. You got to pull that completely off to give you room to get at the bolt. Right about here, that holds the alternator down below. The tensioner is up that way, not too far, it's not too bad to get at, but that'll let you take the serpentine off. This is the AC compressor. This is the biggest problem of this whole job, and it normally sits right up about here. You have to take out one bolt, two bolts, and the third one is way back here. The third one's a little hard to get at, not too bad. Once you take them all off, the whole thing pushes down. I found it a lot easier to undo these two bolts. I believe this is a condenser. That'll let it drop even farther. I'll give you some wiggle room over here. The one thing I will say, beware of, there's a wire right back here. That connects into the back of the air conditioner. And I didn't originally take it off, and I almost had the alternator out, and I realized that wire was so stretched it was about to break. And once I undid the wire with the lock and all that, you got to push it and pull it out. It gave me just enough room to slide this even farther down. See, you got a little bit of wiggle room now, even farther down than I had it before, and the alternator was barely able to come out. So here's the wires that go to the back of the alternator. This one is easy to come out, it's just a nut. This one was a little hard. There's a little locking piece on it, just pulling the lock straight out, the red thing. Couldn't quite get in position, and I'll see if I can get it back together. Shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, yeah, so thank you Jeep for making it almost impossible to take out the alternator on this car. It's almost like the car gave birth to it when it finally came out. It's just so tight. Alright, so here is the position that I was able to get it out, and I think this is what the diagrams are talking about. Your alternator will sit like this in the car, exactly like this. Lower mounting bolt, upper mounting bolt, and this is where the belt comes on. So when you take it off, you want to rotate it like this. I'm going to have to put the camera down maybe for a second. Let's see. So you've rotated it down, and now you get it to this position. The lower mounting bolt is facing the driver's side. The upper mounting bolt is on my hand over here. And cock it a little bit like that or so. And I'm not going to be able to do this with the camera in my hand, but when you're pushing down on the air conditioner, this will just fit out in this position, and I mean barely. You probably won't think it will, but with enough force, enough effort, it just barely makes it out. So again, you start with it up like this. Once it's all loose, up in the compartment there, you rotate it down like so, and cock it just a little bit like that, and then it slides out this way, barely. So hopefully that helps. I know there's a lot of talk online. I couldn't find any videos to actually show how this happened. It took me greater part of 2 hours today. I'd say 45 minutes of that were just struggling after I've had every bolt out of here, trying to figure out what position this thing was supposed to come out in. I will say I did not disconnect the battery cables, and that was a stupid thing on my part. So make sure you do that, because the hot wire back there, right here, was disconnected to the alternator, but it came back in contact with the body of it. I guess it sort of energized the whole thing, and then once I grounded it out, anywhere up here touching any of this engine compartment stuff, it started shooting sparks and all this stuff, and I nearly pooped my pants. Thought I was gonna die, and realized I should probably take the battery cable off. So hopefully this helps, and may even get a picture or two as I put this thing back in, but there's no way I can do this with the camera in hand, so sorry about that. Okay, good luck everybody.